Welcome to Gothenburg and the Gothenburg Tech Week and Tech Blueprint.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You came yesterday, right?
Yes.
You were also part of our event, Startup and Investor Day, which was yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
And today you're here and part of the program.
Mm-hmm.
You had a session about data.
Yeah, data relevancy.
Relevancy. But before we jump into your session and the insights that come from that, who are you and what do you do?
Oh, that hard question.
Always there.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Emelie Meurk Demerud. I am an entrepreneur. I have founded both a tech innovation agency. I founded DEB, which is a company that increases the diversity in the boardrooms and secure that we have the correct competences in the boardroom. I have also invested in several companies and am currently also the chairwoman of a fintech company called Fundrella, which is on a very exciting journey. And that's pretty much me. And I'm also, as you see, I've done a lot of things and I am currently doing a lot of things as well that I'm preparing for the future in other ways as well.
Yeah.
New ventures and so on.
And I happen to know that you're also in DEB, you're also talking a lot about AI and how that affects the boardroom.
Yes, we have that's true. We have in our program we have a special session actually together with Peter, who was also here today, AI Sweden, who are talking about what is important when it comes to the skills of AI and the competence of AI in the boardroom.
Yep.
And so very, very interesting. And he has actually been our partner and doing this for several years already. So,
but it was almost since the start, right?
Yeah.
We were kidding before we went up on stage because one of Jon Lindén, who was in the session as well, he saw Peter, and I joked with Jon Lindén and said that there's no AI event without Peter.
No, that's true. That's true.
Right.
You need to have Peter on
Peter
stage.
needs to be part of it.
Yes.
But back to your session.
Yeah.
So you had a session together with Corretura.
Yeah. Recorded Future. And iFly. Yeah.
And you were talking about data relevancy.
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah. The fact is actually that when you have AI initiatives and pilots and so on, around 87% of them are failing. And it's not about the algorithm. It's usually about the data. And when it comes to the data, it's about the structure, the prioritization of it, the usability, and sometimes also the access. And this can be hard. And we talked in this session, we had 3 people that were super into this data relevancy in different perspectives. And that was so interesting. So we have 2 companies that are more of startups, and one of them are more research.
Yeah.
Both of them are AI first, because one of them are building like native AI, and that's of course very complicated.
Yeah.
But what they are doing is that they are saying that it's not as important to have the quantity of data, but to have the quality and the relevancy. And what they do is that they are in their models and in their native AI technology, they are building it in a way so that they can guide to what is important.
Right.
And it's super interesting because then they can also apply this into industries that don't have so much data.
Right. Exactly.
And also we got the insight from them saying that, okay, but in the future we will reach like this limit of how much data we actually can have. And we need to be more smart with our data and how to handle it. And then we also had David from Corretura, who is also they are focusing on AI first in their company. And he was talking a lot about how to structure the data and how to do this in an efficient way from start.
Yeah.
So they don't need to go back again. But he also say that, okay, experiment a lot and also fail fast.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, he was quite open as well as we tried this and we failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was super interesting. And also, but when it comes to Johan, I was also representing Recorded Future. And Recorded Future is our top in the world threat intelligence company, right?
Yeah.
And they have some legacy. They have been going on for quite some time now.
Absolutely.
So it's not as easy for them to say that we are AI first and we're doing this with data and so on, because they have some things that they need to handle also when it comes to data structure and usability. And I think a lot of the people in the audience probably also come from those kind of companies.
Exactly.
And what she was also adding in here, which I thought was one of the things that gave me like, oh my God, this is so important. That is the fact that she wanted to stress the importance of the originate of data.
Yep.
So even that you process the data all the time and you are learning and you are like structuring it and making it usable, you need to save the original part of the data.
Right.
Because you need to go back and trace. Because otherwise, if you fail, you will never know where in the data was it we failed actually.
No.
And what did we do wrong?
Yeah.
She also gave a very interesting point in when it comes to trust.
Okay.
Since they are a like threat and
Trust
agents.
first company.
Yeah, exactly. But the data that they get is not trustworthy.
No.
So it's a lot of fake data that they need to process.
Yeah.
So, and that's interesting because we are always, when we are thinking about trust and bias and ethical and these kind of things, we're always thinking about what is the correct data.
Yeah.
But in like threat situations, you need to analyze also the fake data.
Exactly.
And try to find the origin of it and try to also compile, okay, this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
And then give people the opportunity to then, okay, how should we handle it?
Yeah.
So very interesting persons to talk to actually.
Yeah. So looking at data as well, I know that you were talking a lot about the ethical side of it as well, because we're talking a lot about biased data and a lot about the ethical aspect of using that much data into models and data that is already biased.
Yeah.
So how do we create new models or train models where we are aware of that the data can be biased, and how do we work with that?
Yeah, that was actually that's super interesting. And I don't think we had like the what do you say, the correct answer here.
No.
But again, we need to look into the origin of the data and how we can use it and how we are using it in the models.
Right.
That's super important. And also, if you're going to, because that's also one fact, if you're going to guide, I think Johanna was saying that as well, it's super important when it comes to the questions, what kind of questions you're asking.
Yeah, right.
In order to, because if you're not asking the correct questions, the output will not be good.
No,
anyhow.
Exactly. No.
And that can also be biased and create biased models, right? So you can create models that are biased just because you are not really in the core of what you are asking.
Right.
And she was also into the fact that you on the way to creating your model or your system, you should actually go into both asking the correct questions, but also the AI will also learn itself.
Right.
So you can ask them, okay, how did you come to this conclusion? Why? Where do you get this from?
Yeah.
And that's also important to understand and to also be objective here.
Yeah.
And critical.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the chat and the recap.
Yes.
We are now heading back to some more sessions downstairs.
Yes. Thank you.